Well, holy gee golly whiz, everybody. Welcome to the ForbiddenCast. Today is episode 40. That's right, it's episode 40 of the ForbiddenCast. Can you believe it? I can't. It feels super weird to say that we're at episode 40 of the ForbiddenCast. Yeah, crazy. I've almost been doing this for a year now. That's wild. It's a couple more months and it's gonna be a full year that I've been putting these episodes out and whatnot. Ooh, that peaked pretty hard. Sorry. But shoot, I lost my train of thought. Good episode. Good start to an episode. Excellent. We're 40 episodes in. If you expect anything else from me, you're probably new to the show. And if you are, thanks for watching. I hope you stick around. I hope you enjoyed the episode. And I hope you check out a few other episodes because, there are 40 of them. And you can go check out the good old playlist that I have that has every episode in chronological order. They can watch from start to finish, although I will warn you now that there's been some episodes that are not as good as others. I think my mom can agree. And many other people as well, I can imagine. But yeah, episode 1 is especially bad in my opinion. But that's the only one that I'm the most kind of like embarrassed by, because there's a joke in there that like I feel like it really doesn't come off as a joke, even though it is. But I've explained it in another episode, so I'm not going to explain it again. But yeah, it's not a good episode. Anyways, everybody, here on episode 40, I don't know. I want to do kind of the same old thing like I usually do, or just go on the internet and check out some stuff. Because I've been doing this a lot more recent. I've been doing this a lot more recently. Because I don't know, I find it more fun because I get to kind of learn stuff along the way with you guys. Maybe it's not as interesting. Maybe, I don't know. But like, I don't know, like me just sitting here talking about nonsense. Maybe that's what people originally found interesting about this, but I don't know. I like the whole gear aspect of it. I mean, that's always been the main focus, music and gear and that kind of stuff, and influences and guitar players and drummers and bass players and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know. I've been kind of browsing the web a lot more recently in recent episodes. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I am running out of ideas. Well, I mean, I've never really had ideas to begin with. I don't know. I don't think it's a laziness thing. It might be a laziness thing. Maybe I'm just making excuses for myself, but yeah. Anyways, there's one thing that I want to check out with you guys, if you'll let me. So PositiveGrid. PositiveGrid is a modeling. They model guitar amps, guitar like speakers, pedals, tons of stuff. They have tons of plugins. They have a few different modeling amps. Their probably most famous one right now would be the Spark, which I happen to own one, and I do actually love quite a bit. It's a really, really versatile, fun, cool amp, and it's got a lot of really neat effects. And for the Spark and Bias, they just came out with a brand new pack, a new update with a bunch of new gear and stuff that I wanted to kind of check out with you guys, and that will be kind of the main focus of today's episode. Yeah. So let's go take a look. PositiveGrid. PositiveGrid. Yeah, because the other thing is PositiveGrid bias engine. something like that. I'm not sure. But the Spark is just a really tiny. I don't. How big are the speakers? I think they're like 8-inch speakers or something like that. They have two 8-inch speakers that are like stereo. The reverbs sound really big and cool for just a tiny, tiny little amp. But yeah, and I think most of the sounds off of the app that you can have, because like how the Spark works, it has a bunch of pre-built stuff in the amp, but you download the Spark app onto your phone, and then you have like this giant array of amps and pedals and all the controls for all of them and stuff like that. So like, you know, you have a noise gate, you have a compressor, you have tons of different overdrives and fuzzes, and then you have like a bunch of different amps. You got clean amps, you got bass amps, you got high gain amps, you got low gain amps, you got clean amps, you got, I said clean amps already, but you got acoustic amps is what I tried to say. And then you got modulation effects and EQs, and then you also got tons of delays and reverbs. It's really, really cool. And you have all this stuff, but the most recent update that he did, you unfortunately have to pay for it, but it does come with a ton of stuff. Is they have a Jimi Hendrix pack. I'm not a humongous Jimi Hendrix fan. Like, I do like Jimi Hendrix whenever it's on. I absolutely love Jimi Hendrix's cover of All Along the Watchtower. Amazing song. I absolutely love his version of it completely. But yeah, so they have this pack called Experience Jimi Hendrix, and it's for the Spark. I think you can download it on the Bias effects thing as well. But yeah, it looks really, really cool. I want to see if it gives me all the list of all the things. Can I get a list of all the things together? Because that's what I want. I want to see what all of it is. I might have to pull out my phone for this. This is lame. Dang. Okay, looks like I am going to have to pull out the phone. I wanted to just look all this shit up onto my computer, but I guess not. So yeah, so open up the Spark app. Okay, so first off, what's new? So in the Jimi Hendrix pack, it even comes with a wah. That's really cool. So in the compressor section, it has a wah now that you can download. I don't know how that works. I didn't buy the pack yet. I'm really curious about getting the pack. I think, how much is it? It is $27.99. I would assume Canadian. Maybe it's different because I think on the website is saying something different. Is it not? Yeah, because yeah, on the website itself, which is I think an American website, it says $20. So I mean, almost like it probably after taxes like $10 whole extra comparatively. But yeah, cool. I don't know. The amount of shit that comes with this pack, I think, is kind of worth it. Because honestly, the Spark sounds really, really good. I've been demoing some stuff out recently, and I've been using the Spark. Like, I haven't been, because it does have a USB out with the Spark that you can plug directly into your interface, and you can do it like that, and it sounds really good like that. But I always personally prefer recording with a microphone, well, with two microphones, especially if there is like, you know, two different speakers. And that's exactly what I did. I pulled the little front grill cloth off of the Spark amp, and it's really nice because you do have the option to do that. It's just Velcroed on there, so you can just peel it off with the Velcro, and then and then I mic'd both of the speakers up. And quite honestly, it sounds phenomenal for two little 8-inch speakers. I don't even think they are 8-inch. I think they might be 4-inch speakers. I really don't know. I think they are 4-inch. Now that I'm thinking about it, is that 4 inches? Hold on. Hold on 1 second. That's centimeters. Yeah, I think those things are 4 inches. Yeah, 4-inch speakers. Holy shit. I didn't even realize that before. But yeah, two little tiny 4-inch speakers, and they sound really, really good. And it's stereo and everything. So really, really cool. Good job, PositiveGrid, on that. Anyways, back to the Jimi Hendrix collection thing that you can purchase, which I think I will eventually. But yeah, so the compressor section comes with a wah now. What about the drives? Anything new in the drives? Yeah, so you have the Jimi Hendrix Octave Fuzz, and then you have the Jimi Hendrix Super Fuzz. Alongside, holy, you get 4 different new fuzzes. Wow, that's really cool. You have Jimi Hendrix Octave Fuzz, and then the Jimi Hendrix Fuzz Zone. Is that it? Yeah, it is it. Holy, jeez. What I can only assume is the actual fuzz is probably like the classic fuzz face, because I know Jimi Hendrix used that. The Super Fuzz, I think there's just a full-on pedal called Super Fuzz. Is there not? I'm not familiar with fuzzes, because I only technically own one. I own the Big Muff, and that's considered a fuzz. I didn't know it was, but yeah. I have been more curious about fuzzes recently. Okay, so Super Fuzz. Well, it's a Behringer pedal, but I feel like it's based off of something. Shoot. Oh well, doesn't matter. No, but it's a classic looking fuzz. I've seen this one. JHS Josh goes through. He has a full video about just fuzz pedals, the different types of fuzz pedals and everything like that. And he has the pedal that this looks like it's based off of. Then the Octave Fuzz, which I feel like most people have heard what an Octave Fuzz does before do. And then the Fuzz Zone. Maybe this Fuzz Zone's kind of similar to a Big Muff. I'm not too sure. But yeah, no, super cool. I'd be really interested in checking those out. So what else is here? Okay, so I'm assuming these are the clean amps. So there's the Jimi Hendrix D-Show Master. Don't know what would that be based off of? Because all of these amps and pedals and stuff like that are based off of actual amps and pedals. D-Show Master. I don't, because I'm not too familiar with clean amps too much. Okay. I think it might be based off of like a clean Fender amp, because that's what it looks like to me. That would make the most sense to me. Because then they have another one where it's the Jimi Hendrix Sun, and then I would assume that's based off of a Sun O amp, which are really, really cool amps. But yeah, so those are 2 new amps that you can get from there. It's probably like a low gain amplifier, but you can get a Jimi Hendrix 45-100, which looks probably like a full-on just like clean plexi style amp. Is what it looks like to me. And then the Jimi Hendrix Bassmaster, which maybe the Bassmaster is the Fender one. because again, I'll repeat, I'm not a like, I don't want to say I'm not a fan of Jimi Hendrix, because then people will just assume I don't like Jimi Hendrix. That's not what I mean by this, but like, I'm not as much of a fan where I like completely seek out and wanting to know like all of Jimi Hendrix's gear and all that stuff like that. Like with Greta Van Fleet, for instance, like I'm really interested in Greta Van Fleet more than I am Jimi Hendrix, because I don't know, I'm just more into that. But like with Randy Rhoads too, like I want to know every piece of gear and what kind of picks he used and all that stuff like that. I just never was into Jimi Hendrix enough to be at that point. But again, not taking away the fact that I do like Jimi Hendrix like a lot. I whenever I hear him, like he's Jimi Hendrix. How can you not like his stuff? I feel like there's probably some people who don't like his stuff, but whatever. But yeah, so that's another amp. The Jimi Hendrix Super 100. That one there, I'm very interested in, because to me that sounds like it's a Marshall, like just the classic Marshall Super Plexi or whatever amp, the 100-watt amp, just like what Randy Rhoads uses. So like probably like a 60s style Plexi amp. And that'd be really, really cool to check out to see how that sounds. Maybe what if I do eventually end up getting this pack, maybe I will have to make a video for it. Like a gear video for that. Because there's another high gain amp called the Tone City 100. So I'd be interested into seeing what the two different sounds of those are. And is that everything? Or is there another? Okay, so that's it for the amps. So how many amps is that? Because that's a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 different amps so far. 1 wah pedal and 4 different fuzzes. That's a lot. That's a lot to add. So I mean, yeah, I don't blame PositiveGrid for wanting people to purchase this one, because they did just also have another update where they gave you a free update with new gear. They gave you a guitar and bass EQ, which I have been using constantly. They sound really, really good. They gave you, I think, 2 new clean amps and a basically knockoff classic PV 6505 or 5150. Yeah, like a classic PV 5150. And then they also gave you a clone pedal, which is really cool. So now they're releasing this pack, the Jimi Hendrix pack, which I would be really interested in to see if they do more artist kind of packs, because it would be really cool to see like a Dave Mustaine pack, or I don't feel like Dave Mustaine would be associated with these guys, but or like a Eddie Van Halen pack. I think that'd be really, really cool. Just the classic, super inspiring. I would absolutely love it if they had a Randy Rhoads pack. I would lose my mind and get that in a heartbeat, but I doubt it. But I think it would be really, really cool. Anyways, back on track. For the modulation category, they have the Jimi Hendrix Legendary Vibe, which I'm assuming is Jimi Hendrix's Univibe pedal. That would just make the most sense to me. And there's nothing new for delays, and I would assume nothing new for reverbs. Yeah, so holy shit, that's a lot of stuff. So in total, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6, 11, 12. 12 different new pieces of gear that you can buy for $20 if you live in the States, or $30 if you live in Canada. Honestly, for a home recording person like myself and probably many, many others, and you guys watching this, like, I think that's a steal. I think that's pretty good. Like, and it's I mean, the rest of the catalog for the Spark sounds fantastic. So I mean, yeah, why not? Cool beans. So I don't know. I think that's really interesting. So you guys tell me what you think of it all. Do you think it's a shameless cash grab from Spark, or well, from Positive Grid, or do you think it's also cool? Because I think it's pretty cool. Because like to make these impulse responses, like it takes a while. It definitely takes a while. It's not just like an overnight thing that you can just do in a half an hour. I think yeah. I think they put a lot of love and care into this pack, and it definitely shows. I was gonna look up something else, but now I forget. Shit. Oh yeah, that's what I wanted. I wanted to just check out MXR real quick because I know MXR has a bunch of Jimi Hendrix pedals. I don't know if they were just like a once in a lifetime thing, because I've also been I don't know, I just want to keep looking at really cool shit. Okay, so they got a Jimi Hendrix Fuzz Face Mini Distortion, a Jimi Hendrix Fuzz Face Distortion, cool. They have the Jimi Hendrix Crybaby Wah. They have I didn't know they had mini pedals. That's really cool. They have a Jimi Hendrix 69 Psych Series Octavio Fuzz, Univibe, Chorus, and Vibrato. I would be interested in getting that one. That one would be fucking cool. And then a Band of Gypsies Fuzz. They're pretty pricey though. $129.99 for all these little pedals, and then yeah. I don't know. I personally really like modulation, so I mean I'd be more interested in the chorus and vibrato pedal. Let's check it out actually. Cool. So it's just a tiny little pedal, probably about the same size as my Tone City pedals, and then you can switch between the chorus and the vibe. You got a speed knob, you got a level knob, and a depth knob, and then you got a really cool little graphic on there with Jimmy in the middle. Univibe. Huh. Cool. Or I can just full on buy a classic Univibe. I kind of am interested in getting a Univibe, because there is definitely something different about a vibrato pedal compared to a chorus pedal. Like it's very, for an average listener, I don't feel like it'd be that noticeable, but for someone who actually likes pedals and stuff, like I feel like you can easily spot the difference. Products, yeah. Here I am just shopping online again. My bad, sorry. And we're already at 23 minutes too, so maybe I won't keep looking at pedals. Today's music recommendation, since I'm not really celebrating the 40th episode of the Forbidden Cast, because the Forbidden Cast ain't going nowhere anytime soon. I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably gonna miss a couple of more episodes in the future. I mean, I know I will, because it's me, and you know, any minor thing gets in my way, and I'll yeah, I will just let it be. But no, Ninja Sex Party is a comedy band that I've been following for quite a while. I think I've recommended their music before on this show. I mean, I must have. There's no way I haven't. But Ninja Sex Party is releasing a new album next Friday. Technically this Friday coming up, whenever this episode will be out, on October 22nd. Their album Level Up will be out. And what this album is, because Ninja Sex Party has released 3 cover albums, and then how many actual albums? Because their cover albums is a bunch of covers of songs from the 1970s and the 1980s, mostly 80s, but they do throw a couple of 70s songs in there. But like, I mean, they cover stuff from, on their first album, they had a Jump by Van Halen, Take on Me by, Take on Me, who's Take on Me? Is it by Aha? If I'm wrong about that, I'm going to be really, really sad. Take on Me. Okay, it is Aha. Good. I mean, In Your Love, Don't Lose My Number by Phil Collins, In Your Eyes by Peter Gabriel, tons and tons of classic artists. They do Boston. They do More Than a Feeling. They do every single one of the albums. They do a Rush cover on the latest, on Volume 3 of Under the Covers. They do Closer to the Heart. They've done Limelight. They've done Madrigal. They've done Subdivisions. Like, they've done tons of songs by really popular bands, and I personally believe that they do a hell of a job covering those songs. They do a really, really good job, and their backing band, Tupperware Remix Party, which I've definitely have mentioned on this show before, does all the instrumentals alongside as Brian Wecht are in the bands. You know, Lore would be Ninja Brian, who plays the piano. He does synthesizers, and he also knows how to play a very mean saxophone, which appears every so often in his Sex Party music. And he's also he writes lyrics as well, alongside of Daniel Avidan, who is the frontman of Ninja Sex Party. But Ninja Sex Party's newest album, going to be released this Friday, is they go back to their first 3 albums because. And they picked out their favorite songs off of those first three albums, and they re-recorded them. The reason why they re-recorded them is because those first 3 albums didn't have all real instruments. Like, it wasn't like the drums were programmed. Most of the guitar sounds were just really distorted, heavy synthesizer sounds, and they weren't really super huge production kind of albums, which they're now at that point because of Tupperware Remix Party and all the opportunities that they have, and because their following is gigantic compared to what they first started with. So they went back and redid a bunch of these songs, and so far they've released 2 songs off of the album. They've released 6969, which is a kind of a parody of Rush's 2112, but obviously in Ninja Sex Party's own goofy, comedic, sexual fashion. Obviously it was 6969, but that's going to be the song that I recommend you guys checking out today. They even got let me not just jumble my words too much, but whenever the album Attitude City first came out, which 6969 originally came from, they did a full live action in costumes and stuff like that music video for it, and it took them forever to make this video. But then now with their Level Up album and their re-recording of it with Tupperware Remix Party and the really nice high final version of it, they also reanimated it, but this time it's all stop motion kind of animation by, I can't remember what the studio name is who did the animation for it, but they've also done a couple of other videos for Ninja Sex Party. I think Thunder and Lightning they also did the animation for, but it's really, really cool. I highly, highly recommend checking it out. It will be in the link below. The link for it will be in the description below, is what I wanted to say. Sorry. Yeah, definitely go check it out if you want to have a good laugh and just listen to some really cool rock and roll. So, yeah. Anyways, that's gonna be it for today, everybody. thank you so much for watching. As always, we've made it to 40 episodes. Let's make it to at least 140. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I really, really appreciate it. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.